In case you were curious how I look with a braid, hey kids, welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. In today's video, I'm excited about Flesh and Blood, specifically the upcoming set, The Hunted. Just the other day, we were given the set primer by LSS, and it had a lot in it, mostly just talking about the limited environment for the set, as well as the basics of how the heroes play and what they want to do. And I've got to say, this is shaping up to be my most anticipated Flesh and Blood set since Bright Lights, basically. And I really liked Bright Lights because I'm a mechanologist player almost exclusively. So yeah, this is looking to be a really good set. Now, I'm going to try to go through the entire primer kind of in order, give you my thoughts on each of the points, and then I'll give my overall thoughts on the set. So we're going to start off with Marked. Marked is a new mechanic introduced in the set. Marked is a status that you can give to an opponent through various card effects, whether by hitting an opponent with a certain card or activating a certain card during a chain. There's a bunch of ways you can give it to an opponent, and while Marked itself as a status doesn't do anything, there are a lot of cards in the set, including heroes, that care about whether or not your opponent is marked. There are also some cards that you can't play if you are marked. So it's a really fascinating mechanic, and it helps to symbolize the flavor of the set. You see, a bit of a backstory: the Emperor of Volcor was assassinated, and some of the most zealous of his followers intend to hunt down the assassin and bring them to justice, which is the conflict we are going to see play out in this set. As far as I'm aware, Marked appears on cards for all three of the revealed heroes. So the assassin and the two draconic heroes are going to be getting cards that either mark or care about Marked. It's just a brand new mechanic, and I like the whole flavor aesthetic it brings to the set. As you may know, I'm a huge fan of when game designers tie their lore and their game mechanics together, even if only for one set. So while I'm not sure how often this mechanic will appear in the future, for now I'm just really happy about it in isolation. The first hero of the set is Fang, a royal draconic warrior, and his abilities care about attacking into marked heroes. If you hit a marked hero, you get a fealty token, and if you have 3 fealty tokens, your dagger attacks cost 1 resource less. His weapon of choice is the Obsidian Flame Dagger, I believe it's called. I was wrong, it's called the Obsidian Fire Vein. I was way off. Anywho, this weapon costs 1 resource to attack, and if you have activated a draconic card on its chain link, it gets +1 and go again, which means this is a dagger that cares very much about attacking into an opponent and then activating an instant or an attack reaction once your opponent has decided whether or not they're going to block it, which can make for some really cool combat tricks, some really interesting plays. Your opponent's going to be wondering when they block it, because it's a dagger, it's got 1 base attack, they're going to be wondering whether or not they should block it and whether or not they should be open for potential reactions or instants. It's going to be interesting to see how well Fang plays in a limited environment. Syndra is the next hero. She's a royal draconic ninja, and she also creates fealty tokens when you hit marked heroes. But more importantly, her primary dagger destroys itself when it attacks, and her ability is all about getting your daggers back from the grave and re-equipping them. And I'm not gonna, give full breakdowns of how the heroes work, but I feel like on its face, Syndra has a lot of potential to be really broken as a ninja hero. Her dagger costs 1 resource and attacks and then destroys itself at the end of the chain. Her ability costs 3 to activate, but costs less for every draconic chain link currently active. So there really is a high potential there. If you have the right hand, you can attack with something that's not a dagger, reload for free, and then attack again as long as you have enough resources. So I feel like more than any draconic hero I've seen so far, Syndra might really like the Blood of the Drakai gem. Blood of the Drakai. It's the draconic gem we got a while back. And yeah, I feel like she is going to really like it, because pitching it can really set up some really devastating turns with her, I think. And I'm curious to see if other people agree with that. With that being said, I have to say that of the 3 heroes, Syndra looks like she is going to be the most annoying to play against. I'm already very bad at playing against Ninja, just because I'm always really bad at assessing whether or not I should be blocking an attack. So many ninja attacks come in for 1 damage, and it really does feel like death of 1,000 cuts when you're facing against a ninja. And a ninja like Syndra, who can potentially be doing, 5-6 attacks in 1 chain. Not looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be destroyed by people running her in the future. And then we get to the hype hero, Arachne, Web of Deceit, the only non-draconic hero released so far, revealed so far. He also cares about attacking into marked heroes, with your stealth attacks getting +1 and to go again when they go after marked heroes. But more importantly, Arachne has a pretty unique effect where during your end step, if an opponent is marked, Arachne transforms into one of 6 random sub-heroes, alternate heroes, demi-heroes, I think is the official title for them. And these guys are absolutely wild. They have a bunch of different crazy effects. I'm not going to go into each of them, but it is absolutely nuts to me that LSS would create a mechanic like this where you get a random new ability at the end of your turn. And some of these abilities are really strong too. Some of them are less impressive than others, but still, this is effectively 7 heroes in 1, if you think about it. 1 base hero that can turn into 6 others at random. That's really cool. I'm really impressed that Flesh and Blood has a hero like this. I feel like while this is basically just an assassin hero, it's an assassin hero that will have a lot of different ways to play it. And I'm going to be completely honest here. While I am dreading going up against Syndra, especially with my Mechanologist decks, I am very curious to see how Arachne will play, not just in Limited, because you will have access to those alternate heroes in Limited. I think they're tokens in the set. But I'm curious to see how Arachne decks will play in CC and Blitz, because that just feels like a really strong ability. No, not just Blitz, in Pit Fight too, because you're going to have multiple opponents. You have the opportunity to mark multiple opponents, so you can almost guarantee every turn you're getting some kind of transformation going. That'd be interesting. Yeah, Ultimate Pit Fight. Oh man, it's gonna be a mess. One thing I will say that I am kind of disappointed about is the fact that this set is not being used to introduce us to a new Draconic Illusionist. You see, Dromai, as far as I'm aware, has LL'd out of legal play, and that leaves a lot of cards from Uprising, a lot of Draconic Illusionist cards, basically unplayable right now. And I was really kind of hoping that the Hunted would give us a new incarnation of Dromai, like we saw done with some heroes previously, but I guess not. And maybe there will be a hidden Dromai hero. We've had hidden heroes in the past, but yeah, at the moment it seems like we're not getting one, which I feel like is a bit of a missed opportunity. Now, while I could spend the rest of this video gushing over the heroes and how much I like their designs and how interested I am to play and how confused I am that a warrior hero has daggers as his primary weapon instead of a sword or a hammer or something, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I am very excited for this set. I like that it is a direct follow-up to the events of Uprising and Dynasty, where we are continuing the Volcor storyline, and especially we're going to see some of the fallout from the death of the Emperor. And while we did get a bit of that storyline in some short stories on the LSS website, I'm curious to see what a full set dedicated to following up on that assassination will look like. In terms of, you know, set value, we don't know what it's going to be yet. The spoiler season is only just now starting, but I can say that you know, some cards you might want to consider picking up include Blood of the Drakai, like I had said previously, as well as Regicide. This set brings 2 new royal heroes, which means Regicide is just that little bit more playable for Arachne decks, and I just really like the card, and I'd like it to be better. Maybe not better, maybe just more respected, more loved by other people. I like it a lot. But yeah, this set, it's looking to be an absolute banger, even with what little previews I've seen so far. Now, that could change, you know. It could always pull a magic and come out as a wet fart once release is finally here, but I don't think so. Most of the Flesh and Blood sets I have played since starting this game have been enjoyable. Even the ones that I have not been personally all that excited for, like Rosetta. I was not personally excited for Rosetta, but playing Limited, playing with the cards, it was a fun set. Very enjoyable. And I have a gut feeling that the Hunted will be a very fun set. And that, I don't know if I want to say it's going to be like a home run for me personally, because it's going to be really hard for LSS to beat Bright Lights for me personally. I'm hoping we get a return of the special majestic treatment that we saw in Dynasty. You know, maybe the higher-ups in Volcor are willing to whip out the armory and show us some more really shiny cards as they hunt down the assassins, but you know, who knows for now. We're going to see more of the set as spoiler season trickles out, and I just wanted to make this video to say I'm very excited about it. I don't get to talk about Flesh and Blood as much as I feel like I should on this channel, so here is my video saying officially, I'm excited, and I'm going to buy some, I'm going to crack some, and I'm very much looking forward to this set. So that's all I've got. I feel like I said I'm going to like this set a lot in the video. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this conversation, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Do you like Flesh and Blood? And I mean you, the viewer, specifically, not you, the audience in general. If you are a fan of Flesh and Blood, let me know. And of course, your uncle needs to get healthy, so for every like this video gets, I'll do a push-up in the next one, and I'll see you kids then. My last video got 16 likes. Ooh, that's 16.